Andy Roddick.
What's that you brought in there? Wow, that's not a good... Look at this.
Well, Andy Roddick, ladies and gentlemen. He's come down.
Well, every time I come and talk to you, you always tell me, oh, Ruzetsky brought me a racket, and there's your racket.
Is this one that you've played with?
That's actually when they told me I had to come on the show. That's what happened.
You smashed it. Oh, Andy. Well, I'll look after it. I'll play with it. It probably wouldn't affect my game that much, probably. It's the way I play. Now, here's the thing about Andy. As you may well know, if you're a tennis fan, the French Open is still going on right now. It's going on till Sunday, I think. Men's final Sunday, is that right?
Yes.
Andy was down in the French Open, and then we had him booked to come on this show, and I said, how can he be certain that he'll be available to come here on the show when the final's on Sunday? And they said, don't worry. There's all the people then said, there's no way he'll make it through to the final. You're comfortable with it? Your team saying this about you?
No. Well, I've never actually made it past the fourth round of the French Open. So
and why is that?
I'm not that great on clay.
So
to be honest.
But the surfaces, for those who don't play tennis, you think, well, why does it make that much difference?
That would make sense. I haven't figured it out yet. If I actually knew the difference, then I would probably be able to answer that question a little bit better.
But you play well on the surface, just not as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think the guys from Europe, France, Italy, Spain, you know, they kind of grow up on it, and so they just move a lot better on it than we do.
But you prefer grass, don't you?
Yes.
Which is once again, it's really kind of a British thing. It's not so much in America. There, you have the hard courts over there, don't you?
Yeah.
So that's what you like coming over here. You've got Queen's coming up, and then Wimbledon, of course. And we'll talk about Wimbledon. But Queen's is a tournament that you always enjoy. You always play really well, and you've won it how many times?
I've won it 4 times now.
Wow, that's quite something.
Yeah.
4 times winner. It used to be called Stella Artois, now it's Aegon.
It's the Aegon Championships,
the Aegon tournament. And that starts when? Next week?
Starts Monday.
Okay, so...
you qualifying this weekend, then starts Monday.
But last year you didn't... Last year you were out early because of an injury, weren't you?
I lost in the semi-finals because I sprained my ankle, so I kind of had to stop there so I could be ready for Wimbledon.
Well, you know, I've used that excuse many times as well.
Really? And she uses, I have a headache.
That must be... that's a kind of terrible thing that all professional sportsmen live with, I guess, the chance of an injury, some kind of a niggle, and then you just can't play as well, and you have to make the decision to bail out or try and battle through it. And so then you sort of, OK, I'll hold that off because of Wimbledon.
Sure.
And it was the right decision because that was your best showing at Wimbledon, wasn't it? Yeah,
well, I've lost in the finals 3 times now at Wimbledon, so... but hopefully we can get it this year. But, yeah, I mean, we come over here for Wimbledon, so, you know, I kind of sprained it during a match, and... I guess Wimbledon was still in the back of my mind.
But that was... did you see Andy at Wimbledon last year? Did anyone see the final? Because it was one of the most incredible tennis matches I've seen.
Even if you didn't, just for TV purposes,
Let's do it again. Did you see Andy at Wimbledon last year, ladies and gentlemen?
I loved it.
Thank you. That was, you know, one of the most kind of gruelling and epic matches I've watched. And you were playing it, so you must have been tired as well.
Sure.
What happened there? What happened? Because you were playing just about as well as I've ever seen you play, I think.
Yeah, no, I played great. You know, against Murray in the semis, and then had to play Roger in the final again. And that's the closest I'd gotten, and I thought I had it there for a little bit.
Well, you seem to have it. And is Roger the one you fear playing the most? I mean, not fear, but is he the toughest guy to play against, or would that be on grass?
Well, I think he's the toughest player for anyone. I think he's the greatest player that's played the game. So. You know, so that would probably mean he's the toughest one for me as well.
Yeah. But there's a few at the top. Him, of course. There's Nadal, who seems to be back in great form.
Sure.
And, of course, our very own Andy Murray.
Yeah.
But all of them seem a little bit patchy at the French Open this year. I mean, Andy was knocked out early. Roger Federer's out already.
Yeah.
Does that bode well for Wimbledon for you, or does it not really because it's such a different surface?
I don't think it matters. I think, you know, Murray, myself, and Roger, I think clay is probably the toughest surface for us. And Rafa, obviously... He loves it, so I think it's tough to kind of compare the tournaments or read too much into the 2 events.
Does it make much difference what you do the night before or what you do the morning when you're playing? If you have a great night out, because you're recently married, of course, we should congratulate Andy. He got married since last time to a beautifully stunning young model and actress.
Yeah.
There she is. Now you see, I would imagine.
That's actually not her.
That's not her.
No.
Now that's the new wife.
Yeah.
That's not your wife?
That's not my wife.
I can only apologise.
Yeah.
Well, did you like the look of her? Because we could maybe switch or something. Do we have a picture? Let's find a picture. We might be Andy's wife. Is that your wife there? There's your lady on the right.
There she is.
There you go. There she is. Who was the other lady?
Yeah. I don't know. There you go. That was some quick work they did to recover there.
Did you enjoy being married to that other woman for a while there?
Yeah, I mean,
so change is as good as a rest.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, I'm married to Adam Sandler.
That's a gruesome fault.
Exactly.
So, do you have? She's not over at the moment, I believe. She's filming, I think.
Yeah, she's working back home.
But do you have a night out with her the night before a match? Do you try and stay on your own? What do you do before a big match? What do you have to do to get yourself in the right frame of mind?
It's pretty boring. You know, normally it's just dinner and whatever, whatever we need to do to take care of the body. If it's tired, do whatever, and then you go out and play the next day.
You've won one Grand Slam so far. I'm sure hoping for another, and I imagine you'll get one. This year, I'd like to see, I know we've got Andy Murray, but I'd like to see you win Wimbledon this year. I really would, because I think you so deserved it last year.
Oh, well, thank you.
Federer's won it how many times?
About 26.
Yeah, well, stop showing off, Swiss guy.
Right?
Let someone else have a look in.
Exactly.
I'd love to see you get it. I really would.
Thank you.
You've got how many more years do you think you've got playing at the level you're playing now? Because you're what, 26, 27 now?
I'm 27.
27. So really, you could, I guess, play to your early 30s.
Yeah.
How old was Agassi when he quit?
He was 36.
And that's an old guy.
But he was the exception. I mean, he played, well into his 30s. I'm not sure. I know for sure I'll play.
No, we just showed a picture of Andre in his. I think that was when he was. Did you play him when he was wearing? Because he wore wigs towards the end.
I was post mullet.
You were post mullet because that was not even necessarily his own hair. That's a remarkable thing. So he played pretty late. I mean, he went on to 35, 36, and you were still winning. Well, when do you have a game plan? Do you think, okay, I'm going to call it a day at this stage? Or?
I think for sure I can say I'll play through, at least probably 3 more years through the London Olympics and then...
up to when you're 30 then?
Kind of negotiate and see how I am then, yeah.
Now, we know you're married. We're not quite sure who to. But if you... are you planning children? You got a family on the horizon? Is that something maybe after your tennis days? Would you wait till after you finished playing before you started that? Or?
I think we would wait. I think if it happened anytime soon, it would be a surprise.
And would you encourage them into sport? Would you encourage them into the game? Is that a life you would want for your kids? Say you have a couple who show an interest or an ability in tennis, which they probably would.
I think I would want to push them into some sort of athletics, just because it's a common ground. But I don't know that I would push tennis. It would probably come up just because I know something about it. But I don't know that I would push them into it.
I guess it would be tough for them to follow in your footsteps.
Maybe I'm not sure. Maybe it'd be easy. Like, I can lose a Wimbledon final.
Come on, you won. You know what? Let me tell you. This is what's wrong with you, Andy. You want me to give you some advice?
More than anything. Okay. I was actually wondering when we were going to get to this.
You want me to give you some tennis advice? I'm going to give you some tennis advice, and listen up.
Okay.
Because this could be the difference for you.
Okay.
You make too many negative jokes about your game.
Do I?
Yeah.
Like what?
Like you just did a minute ago. Saying I can lose Wimbledon.
Just having some laughs.
Yeah, well, don't. Stop it.
Okay.
Look me in the eyes. Say after me. I'm a winner.
I'm a winner.
I'm going to win Wimbledon this year.
I'll win Wimbledon this year.
We shouldn't do this because, I'd hate if you were close to winning and then you remembered this moment and it made you lose. You could do it this year. I'm confident that you're going to do it this year. Because, it'll be you against either Federer or maybe Söderling or maybe Nadal in the final, I think. Sure. Murray might make it through, but he's a bit patchy at the moment. And then you just got to think about me and give it that extra.
Think about you. Got it. I wasn't thinking enough Walsey last year.
Would you like a picture of me to put in your tennis bag?
Yes. Yes.
Would you like it to be a slightly saucy picture?
Maybe
with a couple of shirt buttons undone.
I want a cardboard cutout to place next to my chair on switchovers.
Joking aside, I wish you the best of luck with Queens. I mean, you're in with a huge chance there. And then Wimbledon. Last year, I watched that and I was so willing you on and rooting for you and so disappointed for you because neither of you deserve to lose. You both played such a brilliant game of tennis. It's one of those days where you think, unfortunately, someone has to take it home, and it wasn't you that year. I'm hoping it will be this year.
Thank
Andy,
you very
great
much.
to have you back on the show. Thank you so much for being
you.
here. Mr. Andy Roddick, ladies and gentlemen.